Hello students. So today we are going to start our new topic, that is third topic, that is fluid flow. In previous classes we have seen or we have completed the first two units. First one was properties of fluid and second one was the fluid pressure and pressure measurement, right? Out of that, properties of fluid has been completed by myself, and second unit was taken by Professor B.P. Patil sir. Okay, so in this lecture, we will start our third unit, that is fluid flow. Okay, so this unit is for 12 marks. This unit is for 12 marks for your theory exam, right? So in this unit, we are going to see these points. Already I have mentioned here. So first important is that types of flow. So in the name itself, we can realize that in this unit we are going to learn about the flow, of fluid, about the flow of fluid. So in this topic, so first important point is what types of flow. We are going to see the various types of fluid flow. Then we are going to see the next measuring unit for the flow, that is discharge, or you can say rate of flow, measuring unit for the flow, right? So next we will learn about continuity equation. We will learn about continuity equation. We will see Bernoulli's equation. We will see Bernoulli's equation, and we will see the application of Bernoulli's equations. Applications of Bernoulli's equations. There are three applications of Bernoulli's equation, that is Venturi-meter, orifice-meter, and Pitot tube. These applications are nothing but the flow measurement devices. Flow measurement devices. So Venturi-meter and orifice-meter are used to measure the discharge, and Pitot tube is used to measure the velocity. Pitot tube is used to measure the velocity of flow. So these applications of Bernoulli's equations, nothing but these are measuring devices. That is Venturi-meter, orifice-meter, and Pitot tube. Out of that, Venturi-meter and orifice-meter are used to measure the discharge, and Pitot tube is used to measure the velocity of flow. Okay, so we will start. So this topic we will start with the types of flow. So there are various types of flow. That is steady flow, unsteady flow, uniform flow, non-uniform flow, laminar flow, turbulent flow, compressible flow, incompressible flow, rotational flow, irrotational flow, and one-dimensional, two-dimensional, and three-dimensional flow. Right. So there are various types of flows are there. So we will see one by one. Right. So first important type of flow is what? Steady and unsteady flow. Steady and unsteady flow. We will see one by one. So first important type of flow is steady flow and unsteady flow. Right. So what is meant by steady flow and what is meant by unsteady flow? What is meant by steady flow and what is meant by unsteady flow? First of all, I will tell you the definition. So of steady flow. So steady flow is defined as the type of flow defined as the type of flow in which steady flow is defined as the type of flow in which fluid characteristics, characteristics in which fluid characteristics like fluid characteristics like fluid characteristics like velocity, pressure, velocity, pressure, and like velocity, pressure, and density, velocity, pressure, and density at any any point at any point at any point of flow field at any point of flow field at any point of flow field does not changes with respect to time, does not changes with respect to time. That is called as steady flow. That is called as steady flow. What is meant by steady flow? Type of flow in which fluid characteristics like velocity, pressure, and density, velocity, pressure, and density at any point of flow field, does not changes with respect to time. That is called as steady flow. That is called as steady flow. So, if you consider a pipe flow, I will explain what it means. If we consider a flow through pipe, and we have considered two sections, we have taken two sections, that is section 1 and section 2. Section 1 and section 2, right? So, here we have taken one section, right? So, at this section, we will consider that the properties of fluid are P1, V1, and ρ1. Pressure, velocity, and density, right? Fluid characteristics. And section 2, we will consider that properties will be P2, V2, ρ2, density, right? These are the properties. From point to point, properties are different. From point to point, properties are different. But suppose we have measured these properties after some time. After some time, we have measured these properties after some time at the same points. Then we will get the same properties. That is P1, V1, ρ1, P2, V2, ρ2. P2, V2, ρ2 means what? At section 1, previously properties were P1, V1, ρ1. After some time, we have measured the properties, we got the same property, that is P1, V1, ρ1. Right? At section 2, properties was P2, V2, ρ2. After some time, we have measured the properties at this section, we got the same property, that is P2, V2, and ρ2. Right? So what it means, this fluid properties does not changes with respect to time. Does not changes with respect to time at any point in the flow field. Then it is called as steady flow. Okay. And what is meant by unsteady flow? What is meant by unsteady flow? If any one of the property means what? After some time we got the different pressure at same point. After some time we got the different velocity at same point. We got the different velocity at density at after some time. Then it means what? If a single parameter changes with respect to time, then it is called as unsteady flow. So what will be the unsteady flow? If the velocity or pressure and density changes with respect to time, then it is called as unsteady flow. Mathematically we can represent the steady flow like if then change of velocity with respect to time, change of velocity with respect to time, right, must be 0 because it should remain constant. It should remain constant with respect to time. So the change of velocity with respect to time will be 0. Change of pressure with respect to time will be 0, and change of um, density, change of density with respect to time must be 0. Then it is called as steady flow. Here we can represent mathematically like the change of velocity with respect to time is not equal to 0 because it changes. So change of pressure with respect to time is not equal to 0, and change of density with respect to time is not equal to 0. Then it is called as unsteady flow. Then it is called as unsteady flow. Okay. Okay, so second important type of flow is uniform and non-uniform flow. Uniform and non-uniform flow. So uniform flow is defined as uniform flow is defined as that type of flow is defined as that type of flow in which velocity only velocity. In steady flow, we have seen three fluid parameters like that is velocity, pressure, and density. But here in uniform flow, only we have considered the parameter that is velocity. So uniform flow is defined as that type of flow in which velocity of the flow, velocity of the flow at given instant of time, at given instant of time does not changes does not changes does not changes with respect to space, then it is called as uniform flow. Does not changes with respect to space, then it is called as uniform flow. So mathematically how we can write it? Rate of change of velocity with respect to space, at is equal to 0, so we can represent this like dou v by dou s is equal to must be 0, right? So how we can understand this property if we consider a pipe flow, right? Like we have seen in the previous property, if we consider a pipe flow, right, and in that pipe flow we have considered the two sections, that is section 1 and that is section 2, section 1 and section 2, right? Now we have measured the property that section 1, we got the property that is v, velocity. We have measured the velocity of flow at section 1, we got the property that is velocity v, right? And we measured the velocity at section 2, we got the same velocity that is v. Means what? With respect to space or with respect to direction of flow, that velocity of the flow is remains constant. Right? Then it is called as uniform flow. After some time, we have measured the property again. At section 1, we got the property v1. Suppose at section 1, property got changes, right? From v to v1. After some time, we measure the property, we measure the velocity at section 1, we got the property that is v1, right? Similarly, we measured at the same time, we measured the velocity at section 2, we got the same property that is v1. That also velocity at section 1 is changed from v to v1, right? So then also we can say it is a uniform flow. Why? Because that particular time velocity was constant at any point in the flow field. throughout the flow field velocity was same. So it is called as uniform. Then it is called as uniform, right? I hope all of you understand what is meant by uniform flow. So next, our properties were non-uniform flow. So non-uniform flow will be what? If the velocity of the flow at given instant of time changes with respective space. If the velocity, if the velocity of flow, if the velocity of flow at given instant of time, if the velocity of flow at given instant of time changes with respect to space, changes with respect to space, then changes with respect to space, then it is non-uniform. Then it is non-uniform flow. Means what? In this means what? At the time, at a given time, we measured the velocity at section 1, we got the velocity v. But at the same time, at section 2, we got the velocity at v1. Right? Means what? From point to point in the flow field, the velocity is different. Velocity is different, or velocity changes from point to point in the flow field. Then it is called as non-uniform. Then it is called as non-uniform flow. For example, we can give the example for this two flows. That is, if the flow fluid through a constant diameter pipe, if the flow of fluid is through the constant diameter pipe, then the flow is called as uniform flow. Flow will be uniform. But if the diameter of pipe is gradually increasing or gradually decreasing, then velocity from point to point, velocity of flow from point to point will get changes, will be different. For this point, velocity will be different, this point velocity will be different. So here the flow will be non-uniform. The flow will be non-uniform. So flow of fluid through constant diameter pipe is the example of uniform flow. Flow of fluid through the varying diameter pipe or tapered pipe is the non-uniform. Okay. Now we will go for the third property. Now we will go for the third property. That is, we will go for the third type of flow. We will go for the third type of flow. That is laminar. Third, that is laminar and turbulent flow. Laminar and turbulent flow. Okay, so this is the third type of flow, fluid flow. Third type of fluid flow. Okay, so laminar and turbulent. So what is meant by laminar flow? Laminar flow is defined as that type of flow. Up to this definition will be same. Laminar flow is defined as that type of flow in which fluid particles, see here I have used word that is fluid particles. Fluid particles will move along. Fluid particles will move along well defined path. Fluid particles move along well defined path, or we can say streamline path, then and all the streamlines are parallel, sorry, all the streamlines are straight, all the streamlines are straight and parallel, straight and parallel to each other. Then it is called as laminar flow. Then it is called as laminar flow. Once again, I am going to repeat the definition. Laminar flow is defined as that type of flow in which fluid particles will move along well-defined path or streamlined path, and all the streamlines must be straight and parallel. Then it is called as laminar flow. Then it is called as laminar flow. Okay. And what is meant by turbulent flow? Means okay, first of all we will understand this definition, that is laminar flow. So what it means, suppose we have considered one closed channel or pipe flow, and flow of water is, or flow of fluid is flowing through this pipe. Then what is meant by laminar flow? So if the fluid particles or fluid layers, right, moves along the streamline path, there is no mixing of layers. There is no mixing of layers. These fluid layers are moving along well-defined path or along a straight path. Then it is called as laminar flow. Then it is called as laminar flow. Opposite to this, what is meant by turbulent flow? What is meant by turbulent flow? If the fluid particles move along zigzag way, if the fluid particles move along zigzag way, then it is called as turbulent flow. Then it is called as turbulent flow. So what is meant by turbulent flow? If the fluid particles moving along a zigzag way, then it is called as turbulent flow. For this, we can see, if this is the closed channel, and in that the fluid particles are like this, like they get mixed with each other, then it is called as turbulent. Flow. For this, we can take an example that for laminar flow, if high density or high viscosity fluid flowing on a straight plate, then this will be the example of laminar flow. High density or high viscosity fluid flowing along the plate, and this situation is observed normally during the flood situation in river, right? During the flood situation, all the water particles are mixed with each other and flows, right? So that flow is called as turbulent flow, right? That example we can give here. And these two flows, laminar and turbulent flows, are also categorized based on one-dimensional number. I hope understand all of you these two definitions, laminar flow and turbulent flow. And one more point is there in this flows, that is, these two flows, laminar and turbulent flow, are categorized based on one dimensional number. Dimensionless number, and that is called as Reynolds number. Okay, so if we can represent this Reynolds number by small notation, that is Re, it is called as Reynolds flow. So based on this Reynolds number, we can decide, is it laminar flow, is it turbulent flow, or in between, and that flow is called as transitional flow. If it is not laminar. If it is not turbulent, then it is transitional. In between laminar and turbulent. Okay, so it is based on Reynolds numbers. How the Reynolds numbers are represented? Reynolds number is represented by rho v d by mu. Reynolds number is calculated. It is dimensionless number first of all, and it is calculated by the formula rho v d by mu. Out of that, rho is density. Rho is density of fluid. Rho is density of fluid. V is mean velocity of flow. Mean velocity of flow. D is diameter of pipe. Diameter of pipe. I have mentioned this dimension number for pipe flows, means flow through pipes. If the flow is flowing through the pipe, then this dimension number, this formula is considered diameter of pipe, and mu is what already we have learned, that is dynamic, that is viscosity or dynamic viscosity. Mu is nothing but viscosity or dynamic viscosity, right? So for particular pipe flow, if we know the density, we know the velocity of flow. If we know the diameter of pipe, and if we know the viscosity, we can calculate the Reynolds number. We can calculate the value of Reynolds numbers. And if this value of Reynolds number, is less than 2000, then it is laminar flow. If the value of Reynolds number is less than 2000, then it is laminar flow. And if this value of Reynolds number, okay, is greater than 4000, if it is greater than 4000, then it is turbulent flow. And if the value of Reynolds number, right, is less than 4000, if it is less than 4000, and if it is greater than 2000, value of Reynolds number is greater than 2000 and less than 4000, then it is transitional flow. Then it is transitional flow, right? Okay, so that is all about laminar flow and turbulent flow, and you can say transitional flow. Okay, it is categorized based on one of the dimensionless number. Stop. Okay, so one more example we can give here, that is flow of blood in human body. Flow of blood in our human body. So that is also example of laminar flow. And for turbulent, already I have given real example, that is flow of fluid in the river at the time of floods. That is the example of turbulent flow. And also we have explained that it is also categorized, or it depends upon also Reynolds number, right? Okay. Now we will see the fourth type of flow, that is compressible and incompressible. Fourth type of flow is compressible and incompressible flow. Compressible and incompressible. So we will see the definition. Compressible flow is defined as compressible flow is defined as that type of flow. Compressible flow is defined as that type of flow in which important density of fluid. Compressible flow is defined as that type of flow in which density of fluid density of fluid, density of fluid changes, density of fluid changes from point to point. Density of fluid changes from point to point in a flow field. In a flow field means in flow field, if we consider this flow field, right? If we consider this is the flow field. Okay, we have considered our pipe and we have considered our fluid flowing through the pipe. At this point, density will be different. At this point, density will be different. At this point, density will be different. Density will be different. Density will not remain constant. Then, or you can see here, density does not remains constant. Right? Then it is called as compressible flow. Then it is called as density of fluid varies from point to point. Then it is called as compressible flow. Or, for example, all the gases are the example of compressible flow. Flow of gases. Flow of gases is the example of compressible flow. Next important is what? Incompressible flow. Opposite to that, if mathematically we can represent compressible flow, that is density of the flow does not remain constant. Density of flow does not remain constant, then it is called as compressible flow. And for incompressible flow, we can represent if density is that type of flow in which density of fluid, if the density of fluid does not vary from point to point in a flow field, does not vary from point to point in a flow field, then it is called as incompressible fluid. So how mathematically we can represent density of fluid remains constant. Density of fluid remains constant. Then it is called as incompressible flow. Then it is called as incompressible flow. Okay. So incompressible, right? So these are the four types of flow. Up to this we have seen four types of fluid flows. Okay. So now next, I hope all of you understand these four types of flows. Now we will see the next type of flow. That is fifth type of flow, that is rotational and irrotational. Rotational and irrotational flow. Rotational and irrotational flow. So what is meant by rotational flow? Rotational flow is defined as, when we call as rotational flow is defined as that type of flow rotational flow is defined as that type of flow in which fluid particles while moving along streamline path rotates what rotates about their own axis, rotates about their own axis, then it is called as rotational flow. Then it is called as rotational flow. Once again, I am going to repeat the definition. Rotational flow is defined as that type of flow in which fluid particles, while moving along streamline path, rotates about their own axis. Rotates about their own axis. For example, in diagram I have mentioned here, we have considered one pipe flow and fluid particles are moving on a streamline path. But while moving along the streamline path, these fluid particles rotates about their own axis also. Rotates about their own axis also. Then it is called as rotational flow. This is called as while moving along streamline path, the fluid particles rotates about their own axis. Then it is called as rotational flow. And what is my irrotational flow? Opposite is same definition. Irrotational flow is defined as that type of flow in which fluid particles, while moving along streamline path, does not rotate about their own axis. Does not rotates about their own axis, then it is called as irrotational. Right? Got it? Okay. So this is the rotational and irrotational. Okay. Now the next and last type of flow we will see. Next and last type of flow, that is nothing but the sixth type of flow. Sixth type of flow. Sixth type of flow, that is 1, 2 and 3 dimensional flow. 3 dimensional. One dimensional, 2 dimensional, 3 dimensional. Right? 1 dimensional, 2 dimensional, and 3 dimensional flow. Okay? So how we can define it? 1 dimensional flow first of all. One-dimensional flow. If or for the fluid flow, if we have considered the 3 directions, right? 3 directions. That is, if we consider the direction of flow is in x direction, we consider the direction of flow is in x direction. We consider the second, that is y direction, and third one is the z direction. So this will be the 3-dimensional flow. In x direction, we will consider the velocity, that is u. In x direction, we will consider that the velocity will be u. In y direction, velocity will be v, and in z direction, velocity will be w. We will consider in x direction velocity is u, y, v, and w. Okay. So what is my one-dimensional flow? Will be the one-dimensional flow if the velocity of the flow is function of time. function of time, and one space coordinate, one space function of one space coordinate, then it is called as one dimensional flow. Means what? The velocity in x direction will be there will be only velocity in x direction. In velocity in other two directions, that is in y direction and z direction, velocity will be zero. Velocity will be zero, right? Right? So for one dimension, how we can represent it mathematically? So u is equal to function of x, v is equal to 0, and w that is equal to 0. Then it is one dimensional. Then it is one dimensional flow. If we are consider the three space coordinate x, y, z, the velocity is the function of one space coordinate only, and function of time. Then it is called as one dimensional. Then it is called as one dimensional. Similarly, what is meant by two dimensional flow? Two-dimensional flow is defined as that type of flow in which the velocity is function of two space coordinates x and y, function of two space coordinates and time, function of two space coordinates and time. Then it is called as two-dimensional flow. So how we can represent mathematically? Velocity that is in x direction will be function of x and y. Velocity in y direction also it is function of x and y, right? But velocity in other, that is third direction, will be 0. Then it is called as two-dimensional. Then it is called as two-dimensional, right? Similarly, what is meant by three-dimensional flow? Is that type of flow in which velocity is the function of three space coordinates x, y, and z. Velocity is the function of three space coordinates x, y, and z. So that is called as x, function of x, y, and z, and it is also function of x, y, and z. Then it is called as three-dimensional flow. Then it is called as three-dimensional flow. Are you getting? Okay. So up to this point, we have completed the types of flows. First of all, we have seen steady flow and unsteady flow, uniform flow and non-uniform flow, laminar and turbulent flow, right? Compressible and incompressible flow. Okay. Rotational and irrotational flow, and sixth one is the one-dimensional, two-dimensional, and three-dimensional. Okay. Okay. Thank you.